Hello, and welcome to the Juice Podcast. This is where we learn how ordinary people can turn the struggles and hardships of everyday life and turn it into something amazing. I'm your host, Jose Peña. Oh, before I forget, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell to get the latest updates. This helps the podcast a lot. Thanks. Today, I'm with my good friends Ross and Eman. Both of them are third year foreign service students with amazing skills and talents. Just as a disclaimer though, all thoughts, experiences, and ideology are of their own. It's based on their experiences throughout their life, so they are entitled to their own opinions. In this episode, we talked about how Ross and Iman turned their struggles into areas of improvement, both mentally and physically. Also, in this episode, we talked about mental illness, which is a serious thing to have. It is best to treat it seriously and call any professional help that is available in your area or call for support to whomever you can. Without further ado, here is the episode. All right, so in 3, 2, 1. So how's it been, man? Been a long time.
As I've said, there's going to be exams next week. I don't really care to be honest, but yeah, I really don't care.
Hey,
Oh,
Hey, what up?
hey, what's up, my dude? Mhm.
I hate being limited by the world around me.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like I want to do some more, but when I try to do shit, something blocks me. Okay, infuriating. Like I'm not blaming any person. It's just the circumstance. It's not IDK anymore.
Well, well, that's life. Cliche as it sounds, but it is.
I know, but this happens too much, too often, dude. I'm getting sick of it. I hate getting promises that's never gonna fulfill anything. You know.
Yeah, it's a bit hard when we like
I have
do.
plans of my own in order to get my own,
Mm-hmm.
but it relies on that I should have beforehand, but I don't have. Uh, I just feel like I'm trapped here. I don't want to sound, like materialistic, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's that's just life for me.
oh
Well,
Yeah,
no.
well, I said like even though we have like problems in life, we just need to take a step back. Even though it's like challenging, we need to take a step back, take a breather, and just like think about it and move forward,
yeah, I've been doing that
right?
many times. It's not starting to become therapeutic. I think I actually need a therapist.
You need man. Look at me.
Oh, maybe I have mild autism or my anger issues stem from somewhere IDK.
Man, you should go get a therapist. Look at me. I turned.
Without my
I'm
parents,
not.
without my
I don't.
parents thinking I'm a freak. Okay,
I don't want to die anymore, which is good.
I'm not suicidal. I'm just frustrated, man. All right, so when do we start?
You can always go. I mean, you could always. I don't know. You could always. What do you call this? How do I put this?
Well, just have a friend.
No, 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 no.
No.
Honestly, dude, if you go see a therapist, it's actually very beneficial because um, they, your therapist will tell you what's really wrong with you and how how what your behavior is really like and shit.
I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
not. I mean, I do like to go to a
Mm-hmm.
therapist, but the problem is my parents. No, think it's silly and all that jazz. So yeah, and I
Oh
don't have the
yeah.
moolah. So what's the point?
It's not that expensive though.
Yeah, but
Um,
us, Ross,
What's it
us.
like though to to have like a therapist and stuff?
dude. Oh my god, um ever since I had that therapy and stuff, oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
my thoughts in on suicide has greatly decreased to a point in where I just don't want anymore. Like back then, I still can't believe that back then I always posted stuff like, oh, I want to die or something like that. But now
Mm.
but now it's just like it do be like that sometimes. Yeah.
True, true,
And
which is
plus
true.
and
I
plus
did have some episodes like that, like
and plus I know.
those. Mhm.
Mhm. And plus, the medicine that that my therapist gave me helped me well.
Really, what kind of medicine do they usually give,
Oh,
or did they give you?
for me, because my main issue is depression. It was major depressive. This I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, anxiety,
Hmm.
and the PTSD. So what they
Ooh,
gave me was a very high dosage of antidepressants during the first few months. Yeah, it
during
was.
the first few months.
Yeah, the side effects were bad. Were not. Were kind of bad, but not like in the because my therapist would
You
use.
couldn't get it hard, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's for real, JM.
Really?
Sorry for
Yeah,
breaking the step
you
rule, but that's
you're
literally a side effect.
uh, just to make it NSF not safe for work SFW. Um, my libido decreased.
Lipid. Oh,
Yeah, basically being horny.
the sexual drive. Yeah.
Yeah, my sex drive like decreased drastically.
Isn't that
Um,
like for dopamine and stuff, like in the
it's
brain, serotonin?
Yeah, it's dopamine because like dopamine is like the one in where it's just like a rush of like the feeling of just rush like temporary happiness.
Hmm.
While serotonin on the other hand is like being happy.
Ah, so
So
they gave you like antidepressants and stuff just to
yeah,
control that,
just
or
not,
or is
just
it
to
to
control.
suppress?
Not really suppressed, more like to eliminate all these I don't know how it goes, but basta the there are like cells in where there's like a part of my brain in where it's like that will constantly tell you to kill yourself, like that, something like that.
Hmm.
But once I took those antidepressants, I felt way better.
Wow.
But aside from the decreased sex drive, it was more also it was also more on increased appetite.
Ooh, increase
Yeah,
appetite.
yeah,
Uh,
super increased appetite because it's either get very hungry or you don't want to eat at all.
how did you deal like by yourself
Oh,
the
okay.
problems that you had?
So okay, I'm gonna share. Okay, so like at 2016, like during senior high, it was a very new thing for me because it was my first time being at a university, let alone Sanag itself. Because
Hmm.
like it was very weird for me. I was in complete culture shock because in the like back in my school it was very everything was strict. You couldn't go out during lunch. You couldn't really you know skip class or even like go out of the school. But when you go in Sanag, it's like you can just go out wherever you want. You can go lagaw, you can go do stupid stuff with your friends, and that's what me and Eamon did. He can attest for
Plenty
it.
of plenty of that.
Yes.
But then
But
again, here's a funny thing regarding that when it comes to quote unquote cutting class. We go out, like here's the majority of times we go out, we stay at SM out of nowhere, our teacher cancel classes. That's technically not cutting, but still, yeah, we weren't in school half the time.
then- oh my gosh. But honestly though, senior high from especially grade 11 was like the most rebellious I've ever been in my whole life because like me, Rans, Eamon, Lance, Pet, even Paolo. we
Uh-huh.
we just we just didn't care. We
I
really
mean,
didn't care.
really rebellious by that point. I was just more confused than anything.
Yeah, but still, we were chaotic, dude. Remember that? We
AF,
were
AF, AF.
that was peak. Like that was us
The peak.
peak stupidity.
Yep.
Well, I have no from all the those fan fictions used to write the stuff that
He
you,
did.
okay, so basically when used to write his weird stuff, when
Yeah.
used to be very weird, and where would just
Usual ads.
would just be usually like John Cena. You cannot see him at all.
Yeah, like
Only
seriously, got sick more times than we can count,
quote
and we don't
unquote
know how
sick,
many times. Yeah, and we don't know how many times he's been actually sick.
quote unquote sick, and then he appears only during the exam. So
Yeah.
what a martyr.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, like, every time when I hang out with you guys, like usually after school or in between, like I don't usually see.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
that's kind of
Well,
weird.
here's the thing. Neither did we.
he's always at home. He's always either at home or somewhere in SM, somewhere in Robinsons, and he's just chilling. Like, wow, dude.
What?
I wish I had the confidence of like skipping class just for the hell of it.
Oh,
And here's the thing. He's in the student government too, right?
Yeah, he's in the student government,
really?
which
Yeah, in class, eh? He has a no. He has a
he's a
post.
board member.
Yeah,
He's he's the board member. Then he cuts class.
Yeah.
sounds
What
like a
the?
basic politician to me.
Did you know what actually told me the reason why he wanted to join that that student government stuff? So
Why?
that because the ba every time it's like the end of the semester there's going to be a clearance.
Yeah.
He joined just to make him like he has no because if you're joining the student government you're excused basically from the clearance, so that's the reason why he joined the freaking school government.
What a smart dude.
You have no idea. He told me a lot of stuff. He's just using that. Yeah, basically like a real politician. He's just using his authority for his own benefit.
Well, honestly, though, he barely uses his authority, which is quite more accurate.
Mm,
He's
from
basically
what I've interacted with him, is like pretty chill.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a
he
chill
is.
guy, but here's the thing: he's chill in almost every situation you're at. He's
Yeah, he's
like the
way
only
too
time I saw
lax.
him, the only thing I ever see him do, like the most stupid stuff that I remember him doing. The only time he ever gets stupid is when I'm near him. Like when I stay at,
Absolutely.
like he literally quote unquote said to me, bruh, you just make me like I don't know how to take that, but yeah, that's literally what he said.
I thought he said you made him drunk.
Yeah, that too on the same day.
I
How?
mean,
On the same day with you.
Yeah,
Eman, here's the thing, Eman. Ever since your presence in grade 11, have you noticed like me, Rans, Lance, Paulo, Pet, and everyone else was just acting normally as like decent normal human beings. But once you came along, it's like you bring out the worst in people.
I barely even do anything. That's the thing.
Your presence, dude. You're it's like you're a you're like a blurred image, bro. You're like a walking blurred image. You're blessed and cursed at the same time. It's like have you know even I mean look at no look at remember the time when all of us went to Lance's party and then you were
Oh yeah.
there? Look at everyone. Look what happened to everyone. Everyone acted like monkeys.
I thought I was just going with the flow. I thought this is you guys on the regular.
No, that wasn't really us in the regular though. We were just like acting like acting like scholarly people. But when you're here,
Scholarly people. Yeah.
when you're here, when you're here, when you just you just make us do the worst things imaginable. And that is what okay. That's honestly
You are our
okay.
superpower.
Back back to the topic. Ever since Eman left, when Eman went back to Qatar,
Yeah.
stuff went really downhill because um we karma was catching up to us. So basically all the stuff that we did, all the cutting of classes, all of
Yeah.
the all of the
Stuff
legoids,
that yeah.
it all came to us. It hit us like a brick. During the
Oh,
time and where Ren's where Iman left, that's where
yeah.
like almost everyone had changed but
Oh no.
the one who changed drastically was Ren's during that time. But now he's okay. But back then um it was very big for him, even for me, because like it's very weird, because aside from Gregory, one of our classmates,
Yeah.
um it was the first time because like almost everyone in Hume's in our section knows Eamon, and it was very weird that that he finally went back to Qatar. Even I still remember Renz and Eamon like arguing about because I know that Eamon was homesick and I could understand that, but still Renz was like remember have you noticed like back in senior high Eamon and where like Renz was very aggressive,
Oh
was
yeah,
very he was
he was.
very he was so emotional back then.
Like I wouldn't say
Really?
he's moody, but yeah, his emotions would um go one. I don't know, would go one way, 0 or 100. There's no in between. At
I
least that's
still
in
re-
my.
So
yeah,
he's just like straight to the point.
Yeah. I
Like
I
wouldn't
if
still re-
he's
say
angry,
he's
he's
drunk,
angry.
but ano, but yeah, you would understand him.
I would say that I still remember that time in where you and Renz we were like walking through going up our classroom and then you had an argument. I think I still remember what you said, that you said to Renz that you're gonna break his legs,
Whoa.
um and then Renz was like also angry. He was getting angrier, and then both of you just left, and me and Lance were just like, what?
Iman would break legs.
Wasn't that?
I
I
can't
thought that
imagine
was.
that one.
From what I remember, I thought that was IDK. I have a for very forgetful memory at times with things I don't really remember well.
I
But
still
I'll tell you this,
remember.
I never really remember me and Ren's fighting. Maybe it was a skit we come up with, IDK. You know the stupid stuff that we come up with.
Oh
I
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but
But
still,
IDK, we have
that
to ask Renz to be here. But I think it
that
might
was
have been a joke, IDK.
no, that was like already 5 years ago, dude. Oh my
I
goodness.
know.
Oh my,
30,
that was so
25 is
long.
closer than we think.
Yeah, shut up. So okay, okay. So when Eamon left, also me, I was feeling a bit down because the reality check came up to me and I'm like, hey bro, look at your grades. Your grades are like 60, 69, 68. Line all of them are literally line of seven.
Low. Yeah.
Line of seven, and it was like, and and back then, because my family, even to this day, they're very meticulous about grades and stuff.
Mm.
What
Like
when
the
I
old
was
school parents.
they are
Mm.
my whole family is a conservative family. I'm just a me and my cousins are the liberals. So
Mm.
um
Very opposite poles
very
there.
opposite poles literally. So me and every what do you call this, when that happened, like back then when I got a line of seven, they would literally get angry at me. Just like if I get a 79, that's like the worst thing that could ever happen, because for them, they're the ones who they're telling me that oh, back then I was such a smart kid, I was a valedictorian,
Which you
I
were?
no, it was my parents were saying to me that they were once
Oh,
like top of their class, top of everything. So they were really, really, really pressuring me in
wow.
ever
That's
since
like
ever
really bad.
ever since I was like still grade one. grade 1 to until now. But that's why I never, even to this day, if my mom asks me about my grades, I'll always have to change the topic because I know, because if you look at, for example, if you got a 2, that's okay for me.
Yeah.
That's okay with everyone. But when it comes to my parents or my family, they don't like that stuff. They want me to be like the straight A student, something like, the best, like the main character. But
Yeah.
Same,
it
same.
it's it's come to the point in where, like, I don't like it because I just want to be, even I can't even say this to them. I just want to,
To
to
be
be
free.
normal, to be
Yeah.
average. I'm not like them. I was never like them. I'm not like
Mm.
your typical. That's the reason why I have like low motivations into like studying and
Mm.
stuff. Or
Because they push you too hard,
they
right?
push me to the moon, and I'm just end up.
Mm.
And one bad saying, one bad habit for me is like I keep on telling them, yeah, everything's fine, yeah, I'm okay, I'm gonna be all right, even when in fact I'm not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And
I get you.
so so when I got those line of six, line of sevens, I really had a breakdown. I had a very bad breakdown during the sem break. I even opted to transfer schools just to escape Sanag.
Really?
Yeah, I opted to transfer to St. Paul's, and like,
Wh-
because I had how many failing
What
grades
Saint? Why Saint Paul's though?
because I had friends there. I had some connections there. So
Ah.
so when that happened, I opted to like to almost transfer. I almost even got the, what do you call that, the entrance exam for that
Entrance
school.
exam. Yeah. Yeah, for the
But I
school.
but I blacked out at the last moment because if I do that without telling anyone, that would be very bad. That would even make it worse. So I decided to
Mm.
stick it up to myself and decided um to go back
Just
to
go with the
Senag.
flow. Uh,
Yeah. And at that time, it was already second sem, and still I haven't enrolled for second sem. And the thing is that Paulo, like, even though me and Paulo were not really friends, but I still think of him as one.
yeah.
Um, because he was really the one who introduced me to the guidance office in Sanag.
Really.
Yeah, because the one thing that I regret the most, one of mistake that I really hated back then, is that I couldn't really open up to anybody else because I'm so used to keeping up all my emotions, like all by myself, because I can't really talk about this stuff to my parents because all they're gonna do is just ridicule me.
Even if you want to speak it up, like face to face, like real talk, like,
Yeah,
hey
even
mom.
real talk.
Yeah.
Like, if I do that, I'm scared, but I'm terrified, honestly. But Paolo told me like, "Hey, there's a guidance office there, so
Good. That's a good thing.
you could always talk to you could always talk to them." And because of that, it was like a stepping stone. It was really a stepping stone for me because when I went to that guidance office, I let it all out. But I didn't really cry, but I just let it all out. I was just telling him, "Oh, I really feel like I feel like poop. I feel like, I felt like I'm nothing, I'm worthless and something." But,
Yeah.
it it felt really good to tell this in front of a person. Um
Like all the burden was lifted.
all the
Well,
bird It felt really good to just shout everything,
mm,
to tell everything, all the pent up rage, all the pent up emotions. And because of that, I was able to fix my grades from grade 11, and look at me now. I'm already third year.
wow. Good for you, man.
I'm third year, but um there was
That was all because of the
Yeah,
guidance that Paulo gave you.
no, it was basically yeah. It was he was like one of the stepping like the uh
Like
critical
the
points like
gateway.
the gateway. He was what like one he was one of the gateways for me to seek help. And in first year college, that was where I remember I when I had a girlfriend. Yeah, so at that time, at that time, uh, I think even Eman doesn't really know this. So at that time, me and her, we were talking a lot. We were because she told me that after second sem, she's going to Manila and she's going to stay there for good. And I really and that was really surprising to me because I never thought that she would actually go to Manila and
Go that far, huh?
go that far. And that's what where the anxiety came in because I cannot trust I really cannot trust long distance relationships, bro. You know,
Why?
ev- every have you noticed like most LDR relationships don't work because you already know some it's either the guy is cheating or the girl is cheating.
But wouldn't
Because
it be like already trust is established
yeah, the trust is
to
established, but you
yeah.
may never know. You will never know. You cannot monitor like for example, my if we were still together, how can she monitor what I'm doing or how I could monitor what she's doing?
Mm,
'Di ba? The paranoia set in and then me and her we kept on fighting about it. We really kept on fighting into the point where like it got to it was really rough because um during that time I almost committed suicide and it was a very dark I was in a very dark place at that time. I swear I I had the noose already waiting. I made the noose. It was colored gray. The rope was colored gray, and then I planned to know to play a song. I don't know. I forgot what song, but I planned to play a song as I was about to do it. But
yeah.
somehow I don't know why I stopped. I stopped because like I don't know what went through my head during that time. So it was really bad. It was really bad because like I was almost every single day I was just crying and crying and
Mm,
crying and crying and crying and having a breakdown, not even focusing and everything else.
yeah.
Uh, so when that happened, after that, um, it was like October. That's where she left to Manila. But at that time, we were still not in good terms at all. Like, like very not in good terms. It
Uh-huh.
here. This one only a few know this, but during she didn't even tell me that when she was going to leave to the airport.
Really? She didn't like tell you
She
like,
didn't.
"Hey, I'm
She
going
didn't.
at this time, but I can't
Oh,
tell you."
I remember you telling me that, like, bruh, like the code Zuko. That's rough, buddy.
Imagine this. Like it was more than just a cold shoulder. It was glacier. It was a glacier type of stuff. So um, it was very the day she left, it was way too much for me to process because imagine this, dude. It was a normal Saturday. It was NSTP,
Yeah,
CWTS. Me just uh being
doing
lax,
this stuff. Yeah,
being cool. And then suddenly I got a text from her.
like
She
out of
said
nowhere.
out of nowhere, her best friend even told me. She texted me, "Do you want to come to my place for a bit? Because I'm gonna go." But I didn't really know what's the meaning of I'm gonna go.
Uh,
Only for me to realize that her best friend told me that this day, this Saturday, this time is where she's going to leave.
oh,
Yeah, this
that's
Saturday.
really a big turn.
And I didn't even know because I thought maybe she's going to leave during like on after after the second sem, but she left
Yeah,
during first sem.
which was really weird.
No, it was really, yeah, but yeah,
Mm.
it was very. Oh my gosh,
Like
my
out of place, huh?
I wasn't ready at all, dude. I was like, I told to myself, oh, she's not going to leave this at this month. No, I think she's not gonna leave.
Yeah.
But then at that moment, she was like, hey, I'm gonna leave. I'm going to the airport, and I couldn't say a single word. I was,
You couldn't like called
I
her or
couldn't.
something?
I didn't even talk to her when I saw her.
Oh, you saw her.
I saw her. I remember she said, "Do you want to accompany me?" I said, "I okay, I'm gonna go." I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to your place. No, no, not a problem or anything. I went there,
Yeah.
and then that's where her best. But when we were on her way to her place, that's where my her best friend said, "Ross, you didn't know she's going right now."
Oh,
And it was like the ultimate. Like it was more than just a bra moment. It felt like everything was melting and something. I still remember me when I went to her place. I just
yeah.
looked at her. All I did was look at her and pretend, I was just like, oh, I was straight up silent, and she too was like silent. My regret is that I knew
You
she.
guys weren't talking.
My regret there was that I didn't talk to her about how I felt or how she felt. I didn't even ask her how she was feeling. That was a jerk move of me to do. But when that happened, when on our way to the airport, I
Yeah.
just I just felt like I felt such an intense sadness because I knew that once she left, it was over.
There were no goodbyes, no
There
anything.
was there was no. I didn't even say I love you.
But
It was
what
it was
what
it
could you
was.
have done though?
I could have just talked to her, but I couldn't. I couldn't speak my heart out because at that time I was overcame with so much emotions. I was sad. I was nervous. I was angry. Not I'm angry to myself. I'm sad. Like bittersweet and everything. It felt, it. I was a mess when it really felt like one of those movies and and where where the girl goes, says her last goodbye, but the guy wouldn't say doesn't say a thing, that type of stuff,
Yeah.
that type of
those
movie.
yeah, those movies, yeah.
So it literally happened. So we when she left, when we got her things, um her best friend said, hey, let's do a selfie together. And then we did a selfie. We did the selfie, and then after that, I just looked at her. She just looked at me. I just
Was
nodded.
she
I really knew that she was sad. I could see it in her eyes that she was really, really sad. Even
yeah.
her best friend, her best friend was already crying, and for me, I was just
Oh
like,
my goodness.
I was stoic the whole time when that happened.
Wasn't she waiting like saying like was
I
she
just,
waiting for you to say something?
yep. And that was my big one of the biggest mistakes. I didn't say anything. What I did, I just gave her a fake hug. It felt fake. It felt
A
plastic.
fake hug.
We just hug, like, not the genuine hug. It's just like a
Yeah.
hug. And then
Hug
when that
like
happened,
just touch, like tap on the
no,
shoulder hug.
yeah, no touch. And then boom, she left. Cue
Wow.
sad, cue sad music. Cue I hurt myself today.
But
Yeah,
what could you have done differently to make things
oh,
better?
I could have talked to her. I really could have talked to her because it was I was really overcame with it. Oh, I was full of emotion, and I really oh my gosh, this is going to be a pun. This is gonna be a joke, but I could have done things diplomatically, but I couldn't.
Oh, by the way, you're a
I'm a
what course
I'm
do you have?
Foreign service.
foreign
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 service.
service.
I'm
service.
supposed to be a diplom. I'm
A
supposed to be a
diplomat. Yeah, that's the
diplomat.
word.
A
Diplomat.
diplomat handling things with with professionalism. You
Yeah.
don't have to um you don't have to let your emotions take over you. But at the time, emotions were oh, took over me 100%, 110% in fact.
Mm.
And as she left, when she left, and I even freaking saw the her plane fly and stuff.
Oh my goodness. Then how did you
I
feel
left.
after that?
Oh, dude, I cried. I went home. I locked the door. I played Joji. I played Joji. I know it's a meme song now, but back
Yeah.
then it was really sad. I played slow dancing in the dark and I started to cry. I bawled.
Oh my goodness.
I bawled. I bawled every like a lot, like 5 hours, like 5 hours straight. Me just like in my bed with my stuff, with my stuffed toys, just like something like that.
Yeah. That's really
Eh,
intense, man. Like not saying something to your like significant others like the most hardest thing to say or
to
to
do.
do. Yeah.
It was really bad. It was really bad. Let me just tell you that. It's just no. It was really a very tough time. Even after the days went by, I still went to school, but I hid all my emotions because like I didn't really want that to interfere with all the stuff that's happening in school. So
Mm, true.
yeah,
A wise move.
and
But
then
did your like other friends knew about that?
no, I only told Eman like a year later.
A year later.
Yeah,
No, what did you think, Iman?
About what happened.
Yeah, what about what happened?
I mean, first off, I was shocked, but then again, in my opinion, I don't really have a say on on what's going on because this is something personal to Ross. I really don't. As for me, I have a philosophy of letting people be, as long as it doesn't affect anyone around you and me. And this is something completely personal between you and her. I usually let you guys be, and I didn't. It's not in my boundary to speak for Ross in what happened. Like the only thing I ever say is that yeah, I'm just shocked by it. That's really it. There's nothing I can do, and I just
yeah.
feel sorry for him really. But then again, I know I just let him be
I
because it's
mean,
out of my bounds.
yeah. I mean, uh, it it took me a while. Remember the times in where I was like, I felt. Remember the time? Oh my god, it's gonna be embarrassing. Remember the times in where in second year in where I would act up when I was so moody.
Oh yeah, I would say it's like going to a switch. Sometimes you get really really happy, and then out of nowhere something that I don't know. I don't know, something just snaps in you. That's the best way I could describe what happens when you're in that moment.
Basically, that I didn't knew about this, but then my therapist said that, hey, it's your PTSD that's kicking in.
Like how did the therapist knew about how did the
I
PTSD like came about?
I have intrusive thoughts, dude. Every time you know that you just see something and then it triggers something in you. It triggers a very bad memory.
Like oh yeah. Yeah, I
But
feel ya.
but
I get you.
in my case, it gets really bad, into the point in where if I think about it more, the more aggressive I get, the more like I punch the wall and stuff, but not like the Kyle version in where I really punch a hole in the wall. More like I just like bang my fist in the wall.
Mm.
It's like
Yeah,
it was
cuz Because
it's
I remembered back then when I was in grade 10, I was so fed up with like research and stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
I get, yeah. I like really like told everyone like, hey guys, just to be like like aware that everybody's aware of what's happening. Like, hey guys, I'll punch the wall first because I'm so fed up. Then I
Uh,
was like so fed up with research and punched the wall. And
but
some said that
mhm.
the windows cracked.
Oh, oh dear. But yeah, but for me, it's in a way in where I cannot really sleep. I can't really focus at all. If that intrusive thought lingers through my
Yeah,
head, it will just no. It will just make it like
like worse.
it make me feel really bad.
Yeah.
There are things that trigger me. Like, if I see somebody that I don't like at all, and
Mm-hmm.
then for example, because I was a victim of like bullying.
Bullying.
So so when I see somebody like a former bully or something, I I make sure I do not they will not see me at all. I just make sure I avoid them, because when I see them, all the memories of them bullying me just goes through my head, and it just makes me and it and I panic.
Mhm. That's really hard. Then how
For
did you cope with
I
that
told you, because of the medicine.
medicine?
Because of the medicine. And, and of course, me sharing my thoughts to my therapist, because okay, so after that, after my girlfriend left and stuff,
Yeah.
it was already near my birthday, October, November. So at that time, like 15 November, days before my birthday, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do that guidance again, but this time, because there's the guidance counselor and then there's the psychologist.
Oh, so you were friends with the guidance counselor already, right?
I was friends with already a lot, all of the guidance counselors. So
Oh, that's a good thing.
after that, I went straight to the psychologist, and then that's where I decided to, like, hey, I need help or something like that. And then she said that,
Mm.
there's also a psychiatrist, which is basically my therapist now. That is
Oh, that's
in,
a good thing.
you know where's HealthLink, right? The one near Central School, that building
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That's where my therapist works in.
Oh, so it's really near to your area.
It's near. It's yeah. It's really near. It's literally near Sanag. So um, funny enough, my grandparents, especially my grandpa, like
Yeah.
referred a psychiatrist to me, even though he's the one. Also, he's the one who's been giving me a lot of flack lately. All the
Oh, really?
Because in his logic, this is what he
Yeah.
said. If maybe if you go to that psychiatrist, you're going to be normal again.
Wow.
His perceived
To be normal.
his perceived version of normal.
Well, I kind of get like old people have that kind of mentality because like
Yeah,
back in those
boomers,
days, yeah,
boomers,
back in
boomers.
back in
That's
those
all I
days
have to
they
say.
were like normal at that time. It kind of feels weird because they're starting to
There was no
yeah,
mental health back then.
yeah, no
Everyone was
mental
living
health
through
and
their
no
demons. Everyone was
like
living
even when
through
you go to like psychiatrists and stuff, you're considered as mentally
buang,
or yeah, mentally ill or
buang.
something or we're crazy. Yeah.
Oh, here, and he's the one who told me during when I was grade 11, when I was like going through a lot. You know what he said to me? Oh, you're suicidal. Then why don't you just kill yourself?
Hmm.
Yep, that's what he said.
Wow.
I s- and
Really?
to add insult to injury, during like I think it was on my birthday. He told me like during my freaking birthday, the my verse, my biggest regret was loving you in the first place.
Oh, that's kind of cold.
I still feel it, dude. You think? I still feel it, but I don't dwell on that thought anymore. You think
That's good for you
back
because if
back
yeah,
then if it back then I was angry. Oh, that just fueled what he did was just adding gasoline to to already
to
to a
fire.
burning fire already.
Mm.
And
But
I'm
really,
glad. Yeah,
but really, it's like really toxic, to
my
say
yeah
the
my
least.
even now it's toxic. I'm the one who's just I just know how to handle things better
Mm. Through
because I
to the psychiatrist and stuff.
trips to the psychiatrist and and of course I have friends. I mean, look at well, I have Eman. I share a lot of things to him. He can attest to that. Even
Yeah,
even even with in our own
witnessed as
gang.
well, and also, admittedly, us received the broad end of his outbursts, which I have to take in stride. So yeah, I understand. Like again, I just sympathize with Ross, in all honesty.
It's really it's really it's really amazing to to not anymore feel shy about sharing about these
Yeah,
topics
the
because
therapist worked. You're much better now, dude.
yeah, I mean, like it's not it's better now. I feel better because I'm sharing all this stuff because if I kept this up, I don't know, maybe I'd be dead already, honestly.
Yeah, man, that's like really bad if you like keep it up, keep
if
it
I
inside you,
I
and
think that's
it
also
yeah,
yeah. I think that's also the reason why Renz is having, his stuff.
his stuff.
Yeah, diba?
Mm.
No, I mean that's why Renz is always like that back then.
Yeah,
When he
we go through this phase. I
yeah.
think I would say it's a phase where like it feels awkward and like strange to, especially when you're like perceived as guy, quote unquote, like the stereotypical guy, like, hey, you should be tough, you're a guy, or or that seems like quote unquote uh non-masculine to share your feelings. But
In my opinion, rin kasi regarding that,
yeah,
that's what most media think that most men doing that thing does. But in actuality, I mean, yeah, it's blunt, but that's us with men most of the time. We are blunt.
yeah, like
Like for me, there's nothing really wrong with acting tough if it's done like in a wholesome manner. Like, bruh,
yeah,
you can't take this crying down, bruh. Don't cry. It won't solve anything. That's what I got from from similar from similar talks with with guys with bros who actually
yeah,
know what they're going through. Again,
mm,
the thing that the thing that I don't agree with nowadays with the thought of quote unquote toxic masculinity is that people think on how bros do things that do work is somehow toxic to them, even though it does work. Again, like men and women think differently, right?
yeah,
And that's
they
fine.
do.
Yeah. The only thing, like I'll tell you, this, the only thing that keeps men and women equal are our rights. What
Mm,
makes us
true.
different and unequal is how we act and think. And like
Mm,
again, if someone tells you to act tough, I'm not. I don't know. Again, it depends on context. He's probably trying to tell you to to grow strong because again, dude, diba, no? Animosity and struggle is what is not problems is what makes humanity stronger. We're like steel, man. The
yeah,
more it goes through more stress, and if it doesn't break, it becomes stronger than it ever has been before. We cannot avoid we cannot avoid problems or conflict. It's literally what life is. The Buddha himself said,
mhm,
um, "To live is to suffer, and to live is to find and to live is to find meaning in that suffering."
yeah.
It's just fact of life. But then, yeah, again, it can be perceived toxic, but I wouldn't say it's masculine.
Mm.
It's simply toxic. Toxic is toxic. End of
Yeah.
discussion.
That's like the saying goes where it says, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger."
Exactly.
But
Or like steel, dude.
yeah,
The more heat, the more problems you might face. It will make you or break you. And for me, in Ross's case, it made him. I know, like I know, I know, like again,
you
humans
got
are like steel. Humans are like steel. It would
yeah,
either make you or break you. In my opinion, Ross was made, and he didn't broke.
Yeah, but it all depends on the person though. Who says
Yeah,
you tough enough?
yeah.
Sometimes, diba, sometimes there are people who really say you should be strong like that. Like the Giga Chad way of saying things. You
yeah,
know, those cool machismo dudes who says like, hey dude, we got this. I'm here for you. Just toughen up. Just be tough.
Yeah, yeah. Or like, that's okay, man. Don't
the
cry.
support.
Don't solve
Yeah,
anything. You just have to keep moving on, dude. Come
Yeah, but
on,
if it's
bro. You're a man. We can do this. You
yeah,
can
that's
do
the
this.
type of yeah,
Let's
that's the type of
go.
stuff.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
stuff. But if it's in a different way, that's really toxic.
yeah. When
yeah,
it's
that's really
when
toxic.
the context is when the context is bad, then yeah, the talk is bad as well.
Yeah, that's basically that was basically my end of the stick.
Yeah, I know. Like Ross, did you heard me when I said humanity is like metal when it's going to treatment. It either makes you or break you, but in the end, it made you.
Yeah, I
That's what I
saw that.
tried to say.
I was laughing.
Hey, in a way, yeah, you're better now. You're better now.
Yeah,
Way more
Yeah,
yeah.
better than you were a few years ago.
yeah. That's
Uh,
why it's like to have support and to have like the urge to share. It's much more better than keeping it up, keeping it
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look at me. If I went back and saw my 16-year-old self my 16 to 18-year-old self,
Yeah.
I'd slap them.
What
For
would you say
me,
to your younger self?
if, if I saw my younger self, I'd slap them and say, "What are you doing?"
for me, I'll tell you this. I just want my past to stay. They're tired AF. Like when I was a kid, I was completely stupid. I don't know what's going on.
Mhm.
So no,
Really?
so yeah. Maybe like I remember when I was younger, a classmate of mine asked if I was a special child. Me, being the idiot I was, thought that special child meant someone who had done something
Like,
unique.
Oh
yeah.
I
no.
didn't meant it meant what we associate it now today. So yeah,
Mm.
maybe I have some other way of thinking, but IDK.
But
But
dude,
still,
you have like this I wouldn't say like special power, but an ability to remember good information. Like look at you, man. Like you have you have good memory for like history and stuff.
bruh,
So I think
trust
that's
me.
good.
When me and memory, bruh. Remember, I look. If you say that I remember a lot, I also forget a lot, dude.
It's a give and take.
Yeah,
I'm the exact opposite. Because I have PTSD. I remember everything.
yeah. I say maybe it's due to philosophy I had just when I was starting to become a teen. I had a
Yeah.
philosophy. Di ba, the philosophy, forgive and forget.
Yeah.
Mine
I think it's
was if
from the
you can't
Bible, I think.
forgive, yeah, if you can't forgive, forget instead. That's what I do.
Ah. If you
So
can't
like,
forgive,
I, yeah, and I'll tell you this. Even though I preach to not have grudges, I still have grudges on people when I was younger. Like if like unlike Ross, if I would meet with a former adversary of mine, I don't want to remember you. You're literally lower than trash to me. That's my opinion of it. So I literally just
mm,
let them be. I don't care. As long as they don't screw with me or anyone I care about, I will leave them be. But once they do, I'm no longer that kid that would cry. I would be the guy who would literally, retaliate. Because my dad keep telling me. Some people think that what my dad would say would probably be toxic. But I remember him telling me, Anak, anak, kung nabully ka, just punch him.
Ah, yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
here's the thing. I finally followed his advice one day when one of the
You
bullies.
did it.
Yeah, I punched him so hard he stopped eating for a week.
Oh
Oh
my
And
my
I'll
god.
tell you that
goodness.
on the day I did it, I felt guilty.
Wow.
But as the years go by, I realized, I know, if you fight back, they will back off. Like again, even though I'm a diplomat, why would I say this? Because
Oh
I'll tell you,
no.
I'll
Mm,
tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because you cannot take a beating lying down. Because
yeah.
even if you do nothing, they're not like bears where you play dead, they'll stop. No, no, no. They'll take your weakness into their advantage. In order to make sure people stop, ano, stop, stop hitting you is to make sure you take care of them. You end the debate then and there. Show that you are a threat.
Mm,
Because I know, like
Miss.
here's the thing with the mindset of bullies, dude. They prey on weakness and they will gobble that up. Any sign of weakness, they will use that to their advantage. So you have to show a strong a strong face, a strong back, grow a backbone, grow a pair, and stuff like that. Because
yeah.
like
That.
yeah, I believe in words, but there's some things you cannot reason with,
Yeah. That.
especially
That.
if they get away with it too many times.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. Like every time when you observe a bully or something, they're always having like some kind of trouble. Like you can't understand it at first, but when you dwell in deeper,
Yeah,
you would
well,
see like
yeah, yeah,
there's something wrong with them.
yeah. But then again, it doesn't justify what they do. I would
Mm,
sympathize with you, but it doesn't justify you doing it. Like,
yeah.
for example, dude, if a murderer kills your dad because your dad did horrible things to him, does that justify his actions? No, but you can
No.
sympathize with
Yeah.
him. You can understand why. But still, the act of doing it itself is wrong.
Yeah. It's different.
Yeah,
You can't just have like something that you have like
yeah,
that's bothering you affect
yeah.
another person.
Yeah,
That's just like
and
morally
that's
wrong.
yeah, yeah. And that's the philosophy we should take from those talks. Fight it, because if you don't, it will consume you.
Mm.
Mm.
Like for me, the most misinterpreted the most misinterpreted advice is don't cry.
Don't cry.
Yeah, that's
But
the most misinterpreted word of advice I keep hearing, because people saying you don't know anything, stuff like that. Because here's from a former crybaby who just sat back and let the entire class, every valedictorian, laugh at him.
wow.
Here's what I'll say. Stop crying because you won't solve anything, kid.
Mm. Crying won't makes it like better
Yeah, yeah,
unless you do something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And in a way, I kind of did something. I left that school that keep bullying me. Like, you know how long my bullying list was?
How
Um,
long?
ever since from grade 1 all the way to grade 6.
Well, that's pretty long.
How
Yeah,
about in
I
ano?
almost
How about in
uh,
high school?
high school. No one. My high school years were chill. My elementary years were crap though.
Wow,
Like
the
yeah,
exact opposite.
yeah. Like I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I keep telling myself this is one of my current struggles nowadays. I keep telling myself that I never really had a childhood to celebrate, because the kids who I should try to socialize, in my opinion, they robbed it from me because I never had the chance to be myself.
Mhm.
Oh.
So yeah, if you're wondering why I act childish, yeah, this is probably my justification, because I never really had the chance to be a kid, stuff like that.
Basically like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. But right now I'm still struggling with maturity, but still trying to keep that childlike positivity, because I remember a quote from brother one time. I forgot his name. Yung the brother that we met last time, Ross, when we went to San Ag.
Ah,
You
you
know
mean
the best
the
yeah, yeah. You know the best
Like a
advice he gave
friar
me.
or something.
Yeah, yeah. You know the best advice he gave me?
yeah?
Better to be childlike than childish.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Who's that guy again? Who was
Oh,
he? Who was
Yeah,
he?
si brother ano, yeah. Like that was the best advice I heard all day. And
Who was he? Who was he again?
see brother ano, our theology teacher back in grade 11, that's him. Where we
Ah,
met.
okay, okay, yeah. Sir Navarez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
the drip lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
the one with the TV.
The bald
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bald one. The
That's
one who.
that's the best that's the best advice I've heard. So yeah.
Mm,
Better to be childlike than childish.
Correct. For
yeah,
real
it
though.
seems
Yeah.
about right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess when it comes to my struggles, to answer the first question, um again, living is suffering. So you have to find meaning in that suffering. I'm still suffering through some hurdles here and there, but I am managing. But then
Mm.
again, I think I do have my low points and maybe I do need a therapist. But for
But how?
me,
Yeah.
oh yeah, continue. Continue. What was your question?
Like how do you know that it was your low point? Like how do you combat that?
I know, like remember when I say that I would fight and keep fighting?
Yeah.
Usually I would do that because I have a physical threat. But when the
Mm.
threat isn't physical and it's literally situational, I feel helpless most of the time.
Mm. But how do you
How do
build
I
up to
feel?
the point that you can do something?
For all honesty, I know that's the ironic thing. I keep thinking for ideas and it drives me insane. Like
Mm.
the thinking of what ifs and it drives you crazy. That's what's going through my
Yeah.
head, trying to solve stuff that is situational.
Mm.
Because it's like Superman, dude. Like you know why Superman couldn't just deal with Lex Luthor?
Why?
Because he couldn't just punch Lex Luthor and this problem would be solved. What Lex Luthor brings to the table is situations, not physical adversity to Superman. That's
Mm. So
why there. That's why Lex is the most perfect villain for Superman because Lex gives Superman things he can't punch, like law, like no, like
like a
law, like
structure.
situations. Yeah, that's something you can't fight down. For me, the best thing I can do against that situation, I
Yeah.
just distract myself really.
Distract
Yeah,
distractions.
yeah.
Like what
Watch.
kind of distractions for you works?
For me, I try to be wholesome as I can. Like if I'm in stress, I try to do something productive. Like I would cook for my family. I would wash my
Oh,
dog.
you cook.
Yeah, I cook. Oh, trust me,
He,
if I'm gone in
he
this house,
he's a
my
mean
girlfriend
cook.
is serving. Yeah.
I
Um. Yeah. Like Ross
I
can
can
attest on how.
testify.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can testify, bro.
My
His
fried chicken is bomb.
no, dude, your instant noodles with the beef.
Oh
Mm,
yeah.
mm.
Ooh, I'm gonna try that one.
All right. Like it's so
Let's
simple.
hang
Like
out
yeah.
and let's try that one.
So yeah, like again, like I try to do stuff to make myself productive. I would read stuff online. I would watch documentaries about history. Focus on the things I love in order to move on. But then again, yeah,
Mm.
there are some times where I just want to punch something, but it's what I can do at the moment. I try to persevere, but yeah, there's some times where my stress gets over me. I might have anger issues.
Yeah, because I feel that too. Like sometimes there's really a difficult part in my life where it really doesn't make me m- have the motivation to move. So I what I do ironically or like in a way that helps me cope is because I'm quite a quote unquote religious person where I try to use religion as a gateway to like
I mean, it's wholesome. It
build,
works for people. For
yeah,
some, there's no shame in that, bro. No shame.
spiritually, yeah. So
Oh,
that's why I like talk to God and stuff and like,
so
oh God help
you're.
me.
I didn't know. I didn't know you were religious.
Not like religious like every day Sunday
Oh,
or like
like you have your private moments with the Lord.
yeah private
That's
moments
understandable.
with
That's
God, yeah,
understandable.
and
That's no
stuff,
problem.
yeah.
That's no problem.
That's my one way
That's
of
the
like
yeah that
distraction
yeah.
or coping up with it.
I mean, it's not really something unproductive. You're doing something in order to feel, to feel connected. And in a way,
Mm,
religion has worked for some people, and that's And what you've done is a good example on what religion can do to a man.
Got my
Yeah.
mom.
And yeah, it's good. It's good. There's no shame in that. It's actually quite productive. It's good.
Yeah.
Well, how about
So
you, Ross? What was your like quote unquote
I,
distraction?
oh, you already know. Look at me. What am I doing? What do I do? What do you
Music
see?
man.
What do you
Music
see in my
man.
What do you see in my stories? What do you see? You could hear the ding 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 ding.
For the record, for the podcast, Ross is a talented musician.
Yep. You should see this man play. He's
Yes.
literally Johnny Be Good, the closest thing you can get.
Stop,
But,
stop, stop it.
like, 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 do you have like a YouTube channel, Ross?
No.
Like, we've been waiting for actually you to have like a YouTube channel.
Let me tell you
Ready,
something
man?
of let me tell you something about it. Uh, I have fans, bro. It's
We
Oh,
do.
shit.
I'm one of them.
yeah, yuck. Sorry, but let me tell you, I have like, oh my gosh, dude. Remember her?
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's a she's like a stan to me. My goodness.
Hey, house
She to-
band.
she tells me that hey, Nong, every time you post a cover, I'll screen record it.
Oh, sweet.
And I'm like, there were times when I chat with her. I'm like, I just wanna. Oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't see this. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for mentioning you. So basically, if she, I hope she. I really hope she doesn't see this. So every time, just bleep out her name
Yeah, 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 yeah.
in the edit. So basically, every time I post, every time I chat with her, I would like usually post a. I would send her a video of me playing guitar, and then
Yeah.
as soon as I see, as soon as she sees it, because if you go to Instagram and if you're going to take a screenshot in the messages, the Instagram will notify you that it's been either screenshotted or screen recorded. And as
Really?
soon, yeah,
Instagram does that.
yeah, Instagram does that, which makes it
What?
really risky. It makes it really risky to do some stuff.
Oh, let me try that one.
The
I
more you
don't
know,
know
dude.
that. I didn't know that.
The more you know, dude. That is why. So here's the thing. I sent a video, and as soon as that video is sent, the notification in Instagram, she hearted it, and then she started screen recording it.
Oh no.
Oh, and the video that I sent of me playing guitar was like it was half baked, bro. I just played with like 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 that Shaggy meme in where I just used 1% of my power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that. And then as soon as I said that to her, oh my gosh, she loves it.
Oh. Oh,
And
I
then
wish
there's
somebody would be like that to me.
and then and then and
Super fan.
then there's this other girl. I cannot tell her name. So there's this
Yeah.
other girl who flat out confessed that she had a crush on me. And I'm like, whoa.
Oh, Eman, get a load of this guy.
I know. I know. He's quite accomplished. I'll tell him that. Ross, and you cannot deny that you're living a better life than most people think.
No, ew,
Dude.
disgusting.
you
But
have
but
you have
still.
people who love your talents. Like, yeah, your life isn't perfect, but it's better than most people get, man. Your life is good in certain aspects.
Is
Hey,
Ross short story, man?
and that's another problem with people. People don't want to admit that they're good at something, which
Yeah.
is I understand they're trying to be humble, but bruh, you have to understand you have certain powers or responsibilities that you have to do. That's literally part of no of living. You have to understand what you can and cannot do. And
Yeah,
in a way, dude, you're living better than most of us, dude. Yeah, I understand your tragedies, but bro, man, no,
I know.
you're calling
Dude, you're
you're
living the
cutting
life, man.
yourself. Yeah, you're cutting yourself short, dude.
It's just no. It's just like. Well, here's the thing: is that I have. I know that I'm talented in playing all of these instruments and stuff. But there are. I have friends. I have friends who are like who I know that they're better than me in any in every aspect. There's this dude named I can't tell it. I can't mention his name. So basically, I think you already know who I'm referring to, JM. There's this
All right.
dude who who can shred guitar, who can literally shred. You know him, right?
Mm, a lot of people, but yes, keep going.
You know, wait. Okay, let me. I'm gonna describe him. He's pale. He's kind of chubby now. He was weird. He played Pasiklaban before. I think you know
Oh,
him.
does he have a shaggy hair?
Yep,
Oh,
that's
okay,
him.
I think I know who it is.
See, that's one example that he's godlike when he plays guitar. Like I can't even do half the same things that he does, and I'm actually quite surprised that me me who can I can do stuff like thunderstruck. I can do eruption. I can shred a bit, but I can't do it like him. But as soon as I play something, there are a lot of people who like me, and oh my gosh, I think Eamon can also cite some
I,
examples in where when I start playing guitar, people start singing, right,
Yeah,
Iman?
the pipe piper effect, I call it.
you just
But
Tell
look
him
still,
what.
around,
man,
look around
yeah,
school.
you're still a man of talent though. Like, yeah, you're not as skilled as as some people you've mentioned, but you're skilled than most. Want to
Yeah,
admit,
Yeah,
you're like
yeah,
the bard
don't
of our
feel
D&D.
inadequate. Don't feel inadequate. There always will be someone better than you.
like an
But
Asian.
yeah, but but that doesn't make that doesn't make your talent any invalid else, because only a few people have the passion to do the music you do.
True.
Ooh.
Very
So
Ooh.
true,
think,
man.
so think about it being the think about being, being a 10% of the population that can play, and only 1% of that in that 10% is better than everyone else. It's fine being the 9 out of 10. That's completely fine, dude. If you want,
That's
if you
actually
want to
pretty
be,
wholesome, dude.
yeah, but if you want to be number one, no problem. Keep trying, but don't. But again, don't let the competition ruin your head, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
still, dude,
Don't get too high in your head,
yeah, dude,
like
you're having,
to
you
be
have it better than,
proud. Yeah.
yeah, you have it
Just be
better than,
humble.
yeah, man.
oh, that just reminds me. Remember that time even and where we went to that whale cafe in Marymart and I had one of my friends' guitar and I just started playing because while we're waiting for the our milk teas and then suddenly random stranger he decides
Records.
yeah, I'm just gonna record him play guitar and I'm just like what's happening? Oh
Sends
dear,
it to MOR or something, radio
oh
station.
lord,
Like, get
oh
a load
lord,
of this guy. Look.
oh lord, what's happening? And even can really notice like when me and him when we're in the alumni hall and we are well, we're just waiting for class we're waiting for
Play
class.
famous song number one. Everyone in the general, radius singing. That's literally what
Yeah.
he does.
It's crazy. It's actually crazy that that's just what makes me smile because I don't know these people. I literally do not know these people. But there are people who start singing the songs that I just play. And there was this one very, very weird instance when um I was in the canteen. It was like 5 o'clock, and then I was waiting because I think the class starts at 6. So here's the thing. I was alone. I was just me and my guitar, and there were these I think higher years. Like I think I was second year. I think they were like
Mix,
third
pretty
year.
mixed. I think the people in that building were pretty mixed too. There were
Yeah,
people from
mixed,
lower and higher grades.
lower and higher. So I was in the canteen. Me and my guitar. I started playing some stuff.
Just a normal day, right?
Just the usual normal because
Yeah.
I thought I thought that these people wouldn't wouldn't sing, but surprisingly they did start
Oh,
singing, and they actually they gave me plite
Yeah,
fair
really?
like
fair.
not gonna lie. Give this man a chair and a hat. This guy would have enough money to go back from school and here 3 times.
Dude, isn't
He
that
ga-
good? Isn't that
He
a good
gave.
thing though?
It's funny. It's just
Oh
funny to
wait,
sing.
Ross. Remember the time someone gave you 5 pesos to do a requested song. Remember that?
Oh my god! I remember that. Oh my god, that was wild. That was very wild. I couldn't believe that there are people who do this to me. And oh, and I just noticed. Oh, Iman, did you know that some of the first years in FS like idolize me for my guitar? I'm like, oh wow, okay.
Isn't that everyone that knows you
Yes,
idolizes
pretty
you?
much. Pretty much.
No, no,
From
no, no,
from
Or
no.
pretty much son
No, I mean like it's weird because like diba we finally have the freshies of FS, and lo and behold, because I added them because of course they're FS, so I added them because FS power, like that,
Yeah.
diplomacy. So me, I just added them, and then I did my normal thing. I play my guitar. I post a cover here and there, and
Yeah.
then suddenly they start liking it, and then they start liking my posts, and I'm like, oh, okay, weird. And then I have this sinking feeling that I know that some of them, because in Messenger I know you cannot Messenger will not notify if somebody's gonna screen record your stories or
Yeah.
something like that. But I just know
For some sure. Some fact. Yeah.
because here's the thing, when I post a story on my Messenger, there's like only like I only limit only a few people, like because I only have 1,000 friends on Facebook, but I only make like set 600 view my story, and
Uh-huh.
typically in a normal day it will only be like 70 people, or 60
Pretty much a
60 at
lot
least.
of people.
Nah, 60 at least. But
That's like
as
one
soon
class.
yeah, that's one class. But as soon as I make like a cover in where somebody, like, it's a very well known song, oh my, 150. I'm like, oh wow. And then I have this feeling because I noticed, because I know all the people who heart my posts. I know all the people,
Uh
even though I don't really know them, and like I'm like, okay, it's the same person. And I know that
yeah.
some of them, I think, because there's also this messenger option where you can share a story. I have a feeling that happened because, diba, if you scroll really down to the end of the messenger, there's going to be others, and those others are the people who are not friends with.
Ooh. Did you put your account on public?
No, so
Mm.
oh no, so I guess so it's gonna be a little sussy, pretty sussy if you ask me.
But isn't that good though? Like if you get discovered.
Yeah, it makes me happy that that there are people who like my stuff. I even take my time to even teach. I mean, look at Iman. So basically, Iman knows now how to play the ukulele slightly.
Wow.
Yeah, he can play the ukulele now, which I'm very proud of, because now he can play the ukulele. But not, yeah, he's going there. Let me tell you that he can now do
Is he
chords and
shredding?
stuff. Oh, he can't shred yet, but he can do the plucking now.
That's a start. That's a good start.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, Ross gave me his ukulele, and I know a couple of songs.
Really?
Yeah,
He gave you gave him your ukulele.
No,
yeah.
technically, because technically I have way too much way too much guitars now. I
I'll
I
tell
No,
him
I
about
no,
that.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I haven't been to his room, but I know he has more. I know he has. I know he has. Look, he has an instrument collection. Okay, and
Collection.
string instrument selection where pretty much covers an entire room.
tech-
I
you're
think he
not
could put up a store now.
uh, okay. Let me tell you guys. Okay, so basically in my room, the first thing you're gonna see is two ring lights, followed by two guitars that are like the two guitars in stands. Those are my main guitars, and then there's a guitar stand with five guitars, and then there's another guitar. There's another guitar, which is basically my acoustic guitar in a guitar case, and then there is my my main baby, my silver guitar, that's like only in the case because I don't want it to be exposed in the open. And in the center of my room, there's a piano. And then in my drawers, I
See where
hang
we're going.
How many
in
instruments do you have?
in my in my drawers, I have a melodica, a harmonica, a blues harmonica, a slide whistle, a kalimba, two ukuleles, one guitar lele, and a what do you call that? And a kazoo.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Literally, your room is like a recording studio right now.
Oh, it already is.
It already is. That's why my room is always messy because it's either picks are in the ground or it's either picks that are all lying down in the ground or it's my clothes.
Musician problems.
Yeah. I mean, Eman knows how to do the basic chords now. All
Well,
basic
that's
chord
good.
shapes.
Yeah.
Do you know how to
That's very good.
do you know how to do the B minor already, Eman?
Yeah. Like,
No.
ano. At first, I do the shortcut where just 3 bars and I just strum the first no, the first three strings, right?
Yeah.
Now I can do it properly.
Oh, you can
Yeah,
bar
let's
now.
go!
Nice.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Yes! Yes, and I'm also planning for Iman to learn the bass.
Yeah, that's my no,
On
original
the
plan.
bass is like the ukulele. The beat.
No, it's not. It's not a no. The bass is not is not like the ukulele because the bass is basically a guitar, but the last four strings are tuned down an octave.
Ah, but what I meant was like the the construction, like
Well, yeah.
four strings.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's a guitar-esque instrument that has four strings. It's understandable.
Mm,
But then
yeah.
again, from what I see, the ukulele is much easier to strum compared to the bass because it's
Oh,
literally bass chords are thick, several
I would say
syllables.
the
really,
opposite. I would say the opposite,
really
man.
ultra thick. For me, here's one from a musician's perspective. You play a song, and have you noticed, like, despite like if I play a song in the alumni hall, everyone, regardless of what they are, what they are, what class they are, what race they are, whatever, they all start to sing.
Hey, music is universal, dude. There's no no. There, that's fact
That
at this point.
Yeah,
that's
and then
see. I mean, look, I play. For example, I play "I'm Yours," and then everyone, even the ones who don't even really, I know, who
Oh,
don't
the
really
song.
see eye to eye, they start to sing, and I'm like, oh wow, music really does unite people.
Yeah,
If only if it was like that. That's not, like, if it aside from, like, aside from music, if only like the world was like that.
mm,
yeah, yeah.
If only people united, like, came together as one, so that this earth will become a better place or something.
Yun nga, that's the thing, but that's what these political ideologies do. They say to do that, but here's the thing: the main equation is these people want to think like
the
they think.
same like them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like we generally want peace, but we have different ideas of peace. That's the main
Definition of peace.
stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kasi we can only achieve peace, in my personal opinion, is that we finally accept if we finally accept our individuality first, not our collective sense.
Mm.
Introduction to Peace Studies by attorney.
I'm not planning to be a lawyer, dude. I want to live,
Introdu-
damn it.
But you know what?
Introduction to
One
Peace
thing
Studies.
will like really unite us though. You know
Aliens,
what?
No,
aliens.
A
no.
major event. A
For
major
me, for
event.
Yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah. Aliens
yeah,
invading, dude.
or more like a catastrophic event in where people will have to really stand together so that they can fight that force.
Yeah, but the ironic thing is, once it's gone, we're back to squabbling each other.
If it continues though.
Yeah, exactly.
Warhammer 40k.
Your
Like,
imp-
because here's the thing, bro. It's about to be soon. Because ano rin eh, we're living in the most peaceful time there is on earth, regardless what the news tells you. There are more people
Yeah.
getting fed, there are more people getting clothed, there are more people having houses under their heads, and there's more people getting paid. However, sometimes abundance itself can cause chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say so.
Like I
That's what.
rem- okay, no, I'll just be quick. I remember a guy did an experiment with rats. He literally made a rat heaven. But once the rats realized they don't really have to grow anymore, and that
Yeah.
food could just fall regardless how bad the situation was. Um, the population started becoming stagnant, and they started killing each other. Literally,
Oh my
there was a
goodness.
massive dying. Again,
What
this
experiment is that?
experiment, it's a rat experiment. I forgot what was the name. But yeah, a guy made a utopia for rats. The rats ruined it themselves. Again, this research may or may not apply to us, but that's a sobering thought.
Mhm. That can make us really think, like
Yeah.
how
Like,
how
I
we
don't want
are.
this abundance to end. I want to be peaceful. But then again, there are people who don't want it to be.
Mm,
They want peace, but in their own image.
very different. That's why it's like peace is like
Yeah.
a dream that nobody could really attain.
I mean, peace. If peace is the lull between battles, then yeah, peace does exist. Because ano man na rin JM. When it
Yeah.
comes to the humanity, violence is literally part of what we are. People who say aren't should really check up on how we treated each other way back. Like people would say, well, only humans can cause wars. Well, believe it or not, there are chimpanzees that go to war.
Planet of
Like,
the Apes, my dude.
yeah,
we're we're
there's
monkeys, bro.
there's literally cases where chimpanzees armed with machetes either kidnap kids from neighboring villages or kill other chimps with it.
I think there's one kind of like chimps could do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bonobo, right? Was it?
I forgot what they're called, but yeah, there's a community of chimps in Africa armed with machetes, and they know how to use them. And ants declare war. What do you think when two hives meet? I'm
They
I'm
make
pretty sure.
peace
No, I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not. I'm pretty sure they're not play wrestling, dude.
Jesus.
diplomatically.
As
Uh,
if we're
uh,
at least we're the only humans. We're the only species in this world that can practice diplomacy.
Yeah, yeah.
But
uh,
if it was the monk, if we were monkeys, if we were the monks, we would just throw banana.
Or fecal matter. Either way.
Yeah.
either way. Well, I
But
think that's a good way to end this podcast.
yeah, dude, it's sobering to think.
So
Where can
basically,
they follow you?
uh, I have my Facebook anyway. It's done Ross Tendencia, and if you're looking, I only have two. Technically, I have also Twitter, but I don't really use that. I only use that to watch, the letter P. Um, I have Instagram, and basically, my Instagram is at Saucy Rossi with the four S with the in the Rossi. Yeah, I post. Yeah, I do some covers. I guess I play some guitar. I play some wacky covers. And if you guys like the stuff I do, then thanks. Lol, lemao. I. How about you, Eman?
How about
Don't
you?
follow me. I'm not the leader. I'll tell you guys this, like, straight up. Like, stop following other people and actually start following yourself for once.
Whoa, let's
Wow.
go!
I don't want to be an idol. I know people are wooing me right now, but I don't want people to follow me because I might end up being the guy, okay? Being the guy who might start conflict. So don't follow me. Just follow your once.
Do you have any
That's
social
it.
medias?
Yeah, I do, but I would like to keep myself anonymous, please. I might appear in this podcast more than once, but still, I don't want people to follow me. At least not yet.
Not yet. All right.
Not yet. Oh, did you say shout outs as well, right?
Well, you could say shout out. Yeah.
Okay,
I might
okay
have
then. Shout out to Jay and Carmela. I miss you guys so much. I wish Eman
Girls, we
and
miss ya!
Eman and me miss you guys so dearly. We should come once this hell of a pandemic ends. We should really go out and do all the stupid stuff we plan to do, man. Like the beach. Oh my god, I wish.
Hiking,
Oh,
all
man.
that jazz. Like, imagine once we
Hiking,
graduate, boys.
Swimming. Oh my gosh. Oh, I wish. I miss you guys so much. Oh God.
One last shout out for me. Shout out to my old classmates and friends in PISQ. Christian, John, Sophia. I miss you guys a lot. Melvin, if you're out there, shout out. The guys in my other Discord and creations, what up? And I guess that's it, guys.
Oh wait, shout out to Rans, Pet, and Lance.
Video boys, let's
Y'all
go.
should,
Where you at,
y'all should
boy?
join this podcast. I have this idea in where all of us, you, me, JM, Eman, me, Lance, Renz, and Pet are in one podcast, and let's see who will die first.
Of laughter or with knives, either way.
Oh no, this
Alright.
is bad.
All right, I think we
It's
should all
okay.
call it a night, guys.